Greetings and welcome to Monster Legends, and another special feeding episode. This time we're going to be feeding someone that I got at a recent breeding event. Actually got two of them. So, someone's going to get ranked up, we just don't know which one it's going to be. For now, this is Mishka, and Mishka is a legendary. Mishka is light, believe it or not. Mishka is from the underworld, undead, evil legions, and I'd like to remind you, light. And, of course, finds time for adventuring. Unfortunately, this Mishka showed up with 2 open rune slots and not 3, so this Mishka's fate is determined by the next Mishka. So, in the meantime, let's find a temporary home. I'm going to put it there for now. Honestly, I'm not really sure about gender, but it is a skeleton, so I think we're safe for now. Okay, I was really wondering about that special skill for a moment. Its special skill is to fall over dead. Okay, and then luckily something else happened, right? Alright, so where are you? We can follow you by the light. Okay, this is Mandadua. No, this is not. I'm going to find some kind of a cool name for that. Anyway, so this is Mishka. Mishka is light again, and a legendary. And what we have here is hardened, so a 20% chance to resist negative status effects, of course. Let's check out some stats. Wow. Okay, strength is really good. Life is really good. Speed is also pretty darn good. Some really good stats here. Okay, so let's check out some skills. Snake Mountain Hater. Where did that come from? Deals low physical damage to one enemy. And Cloud's Family. Deals moderate light damage to one enemy. And of course that rather confusing special skill, Light Skull's Nightmare. Deals massive light damage to all enemies. Applies burn and nightmares to all enemies. I didn't really see that. I saw like the falling over. I guess the physical form has to collapse for the ephemeral one to do the job. Perhaps that's it. Cloud was playing, running around a field, when he accidentally stepped into a portal to the underworld. I really hate when that happens. You know, you just step into the underworld. Ugh. He realized immediately and got out. But it happened so quickly that he left a couple of his cells behind. Those cells engendered a new light monster that grew up in the underworld. Mishka. Okay, so this is all Cloud's fault. Alright, well, let's feed it up. What could possibly go wrong with that? Alright, let's get up to level 7. Okay, and final form, I guess. Final form. Okay, you can definitely see a family resemblance here, even though it's like mostly skeleton and keeps falling over dead. Alright, well, let's check out the skills, because they begin at level 7. Family Memories. Deals moderate light damage to one enemy. 50% chance of applying possession to one enemy. Okay, possession. Very good thing. By the way, I just realized now that the volume was turned down. Sorry about that. It's been fixed. Okay, so that's interesting. Okay, so let's continue to level 10 and some more skills. Skeletal Charge. Deals moderate special damage to one enemy, 50% chance of applying daze to one enemy. Is that the same damage? I guess we can't look at that right now. I think I'll take the possession, thank you. Alright, so let's continue to level 15. More skills. Broken Claws. Deals moderate light damage to one enemy, applies shield blocker to one enemy. Okay, well that's kind of interesting. Why don't we just throw that there for now? Because after all, it's a better skill, right? Alright, so let's continue. It's kind of the anti because remember, Cloud actually shields. So this one does shield blocking. I wonder if the skills are going to be kind of like an opposite type of thing. Alright, let's continue to level 20. Broken Armor. Applies block shields to one enemy, deals moderate special damage to one enemy. Alright, so this one takes the shield down and then attacks. Okay, so that's actually better than that one. I mean, it's kind of the same thing, except I think the new one is more useful. because it's mind you, the other one has got a 0 cooldown, but we already have a couple of 0 cooldowns. In terms of attacks, this one does seem to be more useful, so I'm just going to stick it in there. Taking the armor down first and then attacking sounds like a much better idea. Alright, so let's continue to level 25. More skills. Pack Fighter. Deals very heavy light damage to one enemy. 50% chance of applying a possession to one enemy. Alright, well obviously it's an upgraded version of that. I mean the 50% isn't, but the very heavy light damage definitely is. Alright, so, and it's only a 1 round cooldown. That's not bad. Not bad at all. Alright, so let's continue to level 30 for some more skills. Block out the darkness. Applies dark protection and special protection to all allies. And that's interesting. Well, I'm not going to end up keeping that in the end, so I might keep this. So sounds interesting. Depending on your enemy. Special protection is always useful, you know. Okay, so let's continue to level 35. Demoralizing Roar. Deals moderate light damage to all enemies. That's not bad. Okay, so why don't we put it there? Interesting, interesting. So let's continue to level 40. Probably like 2 more. Nightmare Tiger. Deals heavy light damage to one enemy. Applies double damage to itself. Okay, well you got to keep that one for sure, right? Alright, let's look around here. Alright, that's a group attack. You know, the thing is, that would do a lot more if we had double damage on, right? I know it's only for 1 turn, but you know, that one would be really good. Of course, we also have the other one over here, which is very heavy light damage. So I do want to keep this one. Let me see. This one is very specific. I think that this one is a better fit. I know at this point, I'm getting rid of probably the only special damage hit, but it is moderate damage. It's very specialized, whereas this one's going to give double damage. So I think I'm going to go with this one for now. We should have at least 1 more skill left, so we'll see whether or not we're going to get rid of that protection one on the end, or maybe get an upgrade of one of the ones we have. So we'll have to see. And level 45. Broken Armor, that's the one we just got rid of. Alright, so let's see. Level 50. Charge Alone. Applies damage boost to itself, gives 1 extra turn to itself. Alright, now, so obviously, yeah, a lot of these very clearly are meant to be counters to Cloud. The anti-Cloud. Okay, so there's the question now. Do I want to keep that? Double damage is good, but it's only for 1 turn, whereas this one has the added benefit of giving an extra turn to itself, as opposed to the 50% damage boost, right? 50% damage boost, right? And it lasts for 3 turns, or double damage for 1 turn. But it also gives an extra turn. Obviously, I'm not losing that one. I believe that's his highest damage one. Yeah, it is. That's his highest damage one. And even a 50% chance of possession with a 1 round cooldown is pretty nice. That's a group attack which would benefit greatly from a damage boost or the double damage. So one way or another, we're going to keep that. I mean, that's interesting. It's very supporty, though. And I do believe it's the only real support one it has. I mean, the dark protection is very specific. The special protection is very useful considering how many special attacks there are. I mean, do I want to get rid of this one? I mean, it seems mostly kind of damagey here, right? All right, so we got a group moderate damage here. We got heavy light damage. We got very heavy light damage, right? And this one's got possession. This one gives double damage. And this one basically is just a big old hit. So is this one something we want to keep? I'm going to say that he is essentially, he, she, or it is probably essentially a damage dealer. So I think for now, I'm going to put that in there. I'm going to go with all attacks and or self buffs. That kind of... Okay, apparently he didn't like that. Or maybe he did. Okay, well we got 2 more. We got 10 more levels to get through, but I do believe we've seen everything. Okay, broken armor. We're going to get broken armor probably again here. Or maybe that one we just got rid of. Block out the darkness, right. All right, I'm just going to take a quick look. I'm pretty darn sure that we've seen everything. Okay, block out the darkness, broken armor. It's the reason we kept getting those, right? And that's the small possession one there. Small damage possession, I should say. And luckily, the days never came back. All right. All right, let's take a look at some stats here. Okay, those stats are pretty darn good indeed. Very good strength there. An excellent life. Speed's not bad. You know, it's not denial, but it's pretty darn good. You know, so you can get this guy to go a little bit faster if you wanted to. But it does appear that mostly he's kind of a damage dealer, you know? All right, we'll tell you what. Why don't we look at the skills that I selected, and then we'll make a judgment on him, right? Okay, we'll start with this one. Demoralizing Roar. Deals moderate light damage to all enemies. Okay, that's kind of high, moderate damage. 3-round cooldown is a little bit high, considering it doesn't really do anything else. But that's fine, you know. Would you lead with this one? Maybe. I mean, the thing about it is that you may want to actually just go down here and do this one first. I mean, you could do that. Let's say you were going to use this one first because you want to get the damage in. Well, you might as well just go down here, do the damage boost, and then go and do this one. I mean, there's no reason not to, right? Because the thing is, it's a free turn. You're just going to get it right back, and you're going to do 50% more damage. You know, it's not double damage, but it's 50% damage, and it's completely free. So, yeah, absolutely. And then, of course, we have Nightmare Tiger. Deals heavy light damage to one enemy, applies double damage to itself. All right, so this one is a really good light damage hit. And if you follow that chain we just did a moment ago, you're doing 50% more damage. Of course, the big part here is this is going to give you double damage, right? So if you follow that chain, you're even going to have double damage and the damage boost for the last attack, which very well might be this one. Pack Fighter deals very heavy light damage to one enemy, a 50% chance of applying possession to one enemy. So you got a 50% chance of applying possession, I should say. But this is really his biggest hit. Right? And it's a 1-round cooldown. So that is not so bad at all, especially, like I said, this individual has 2 ways of boosting damage. All right, and the last one, we'll just look at the last one and we'll look at what I was talking about. All right, we're going to do Charge Alone. We actually looked at this one briefly. Applies damage boost to itself, gives 1 extra turn to itself, right? So it's a 3-round cooldown because, you know, it's kind of powerful. Besides, it's actually going to give him an extra turn anyway, right? All right, now I took this one instead of the Special and Darkness Protection because looking at the rest of the skills, this does appear to be a damage dealer. Now, there are situations you may want to put the other one back in. Remember, skill changes now are free. So here's what I was thinking, all right? All right, you're in the fight. You want to use this one. So you do Charge Alone first. So you got 3 rounds of damage boost, and you get your turn back immediately. So for the first round of damage boost, you do this one, right? Moderate light damage, 50% more damage, you do a lot of damage, right? Next time your turn comes around, you do this one, Nightmare Tiger. So you still have a round of that damage boost on you, right? And you still have 1 more to go. You do heavy light damage with the damage boost. Now you get double damage. For this one, if you follow this pattern, then you can use Pack Fighter. Deals very heavy light damage, which means you got the damage boost and you got the double damage, which means this is going to do a lot because they stack. Now, mind you, right after that, you're out of damage boosts. So they might actually be able to come back to this one then. I think you have to wait around. You're going to have to wait around before you can do that one again. That's the one thing you may have a problem with. If you use this one early, you may end up having to charge for a turn. Anyway, not bad. Pretty good skills, actually. Pretty good skills indeed, especially with that little chance of getting possession. You get that in there, that could be very, very good. In terms of the skills, like I said, it really does seem to be damage orientated, doesn't it? So you'd probably want to go... I mean, it really depends on how you want to play this, too. Because, I mean, there is a big life pool here, so you may want it to stay alive. Okay, we'll start with 1 damage. You're definitely going to put damage on this, right? Now, you may say, okay, he's got a really good speed. Maybe I want to put a speed on, too. Or make it a support speed, but we'll just stick to him for a minute because a lot of his stuff is pretty selfish. All right, say you put a damage and you put a speed on, right? Because you're going to take advantage of those. You might very well want to put a life on there, too. It's not crazy. I mean, got a big life. So the percentage increase would actually be pretty meaty and will make this one pretty hard to kill. So that's definitely something you might want to consider. But me, myself, actually, I'm kind of thinking that may not be a bad combo at all. I might have to experiment with that, but I'm thinking that may not be a bad combo. Anyway, I'm kind of hoping the other one shows up with 3 open slots, So we'll see what happens. One way or another, this individual is going to get ranked up. Because after all, hey, you get 2 of them, you rank them up. Especially if it's a good character like this. So anyway, this is Mishka, and Mishka is pretty darn good. Some really interesting skills there, and Cloud would be proud. So anyway, thank you very much for your attention. I really appreciate it. And play games, because games are fun. See ya.